Hello, my friends. Well, this is in English video. This is really what's happening in Slovenia. This is a little bit explanation in depth. It is in depth because it goes beyond the parliament. The parliament in Slovenia is totally corrupt. The parliament in Slovenia since year 1991, since Slovenian independence, that's when Slovenian people went on the barricades against the Serbian tanks, against the Serbian planes, against the Serbian guns. They use tractors, they use ferries, they use tractor trailers, whatever. They block the roads, they stop tanks, and they hoped for freedom from Great Serbia, from Yugoslavia. They wanted to stop basically what was happening in Ukraine. They wanted to stop what was happening in other parts of Eastern Europe, where Russia did their part in genocide against brotherly Slavic nations. I'm not going to say that Russian people agreed with it. They did not. Russian people alone get beaten up today on the streets of Moscow in the middle of the day, jailed. Nobody says nothing. Show goes on like nothing ever happened. They alone have become prisoners of Kremlin. I'm not saying that this is not against the Russian people. I'm just saying that we did in 91 go out. I was first generation of military in Slovenia, independent military. And I was also volunteer for defense, as young as I was, against Serbian aggression. Serbian aggression, which later spread to Croatia. They did a mass slaughter in the city of the Vukovar. They did mass slaughter in other parts of Croatia. And they went to Bosnia. It was worse even in Bosnia. It was even worse. And we already know what happened in Kosovo. A total slaughter, mass killing, massacre of the people. Serbia became exactly what the neo-Nazi today is. Make no mistake, no different from what a neo-Nazi Germany was in World War II. No different. Now in Slovenia we have two types of people. This is the stuff I want to talk about, especially for you, for American Slovenians, or Slovenian Americans, whatever you want. We have two types of people here, because it's time to clear these things. It's time to clear these things up. We already know about the Borut Pahor. We know that we have today in Slovenia, actually since 1991, we have in Slovenian parliament, we didn't have absolutely nothing else than traitors. Nothing else than traitors. Collaborators with Serbia, with a great Serbia, with bigger Serbia, with Serboslavia, with New Yugoslavia, will become New Yugoslavia. We all know these things. This is not a secret. These are the people that have subjected me personally to the forced psychiatry. These are the people who have used police and are still using the police to engage in genocide. These are the people who use judicial system to block me from obtaining what other people have worldwide. As you know, I don't even have the right to legal system. I don't have the right to the legal system. In Slovenia, there is no such thing. They're using these things from psychiatry to police to judicial system to murder Slovenian people. And it's about native Slovenian people. I'm talking about the native Slovenian people. And it's about 8,000 of us every year since 91 that are thrown out of the Slovenia like dogs out on the rain. Like this, pushed out and replaced here with the Serbs. Serbs do not, when they immigrate here, whether they get married with males or females here, do not use their names when they come here, but they use the names of natives from here. So therefore they're hiding. The whole thing is hidden. And I know so because of information resource that is 1000% reliable. It's unmistaken resource. This is what's happening. Another thing that happened was everything for what Serbia have done to not only Slovenia here, to us, but to Croatia, to Bosnia, to Kosovo, everything they have done, Slovenian parliament have paid them. All the massacres, burnings of the towns, all the damage they have done to other republics of ex-Yugoslavia, they were reimbursed for by Slovenian parliament at expense of Slovenian taxpayers. Slovenian parliament gave 40 billion US dollars to the Serbia, so that Serbia could rebuild everything Serbia was punished for in year 1999, when NATO struck Serbia and have finally stopped that lunacy, the massacre of what should be otherwise brotherly nations, and what was later on condemned strictly by the Russia and the Russian bots as NATO didn't have the right, NATO acted wrong and this and that. Look, it was Russia the one who had a duty. It was Russia the one that America waited on, that would make that phone call and stop Serbian aggression on other republics of Yugoslavia. And it was not in the interest of the Kremlin, it was not in the interest of the Russia to stop Serbian massacre of Bosnian, Croatian, Slovenian, Kosovo and other people. It was not in their interest. It was not in their interest till NATO stepped in. Then the NATO was guilty of all kinds of aggressions and so on and so forth. For all that NATO did, Slovenia have paid. Slovenia owes $46 billion. These are 2 million people in the middle of Europe. To Serbia, which have about 7.5 million people and is located far out from here on the Balkans, with almost no income. People have about the lowest income, I think, on the Balkan. They only owe $30 billion, but they have far more advanced military again than anybody else, because we bought them all that. It's a whole thing is a total joke. And everybody knows it. Everybody see it. Because everybody knows it, because everybody see it, because everybody understands that red-coated Gestapo. I'm talking about racists, fascists. I'm talking about hateful people who have embraced Serbian, grand Serbian idea, idea about the new Yugoslavia. People that are hiding behind the Red Star today and are no different than neo-Nazi collaborators, fascist collaborators were during the Second World War in respect to the neo-Nazi Germany and fascist Italy that have occupied all our country as well. People who went ahead and they have betrayed our people, our own people, their own people, so the aggressor, the occupier, could just eliminate them. These are the same kind of people we have today with Slovenia. The only difference is they work for the Belgrade. They work for the Serbia. That's what they want to do. They want to clean us up natives from here, and they want to build big Serbia here. We got two kinds of people. Because everybody knows about people that I have talked, we have also garbage like the one that you see here. There's an individual here who was involved in MK Ultra, and his name is Andrej Šiško. This criminal, right here you can see him on a horse with a flag, with a panther flag, and he's got his sword in his hand and stuff like this. And it's really childish. His psychology is concentrated on a people that are, I don't know, frustrated people that are. He targets certain audience. He targets the audience that is uneducated, the audience that is non-intellectual and naive audience with this type of stuff here. He is, in other words, he's targeting, how can I say, they have for all segments of the society certain politicians. He targets human dignity in Slovenia, that last piece of human dignity that would be left in a human being. And so no wonder you can see how this criminal, as I complain all along. Now, this individual was involved in MK Ultra and is in a public politics already present for about 14 years. Exactly 14 years is written on his website about him. But he was more than 14 years. Therefore, this individual was already present since the beginning of MK Ultra. And he is 2 years older than I am, practically the same age. I was brought to the city Ptuj, where my cousins are, and he would humiliate me, treat me like demented person because I was not capable. When you're under MK Ultra, obviously you cannot defend yourself. You don't have a capacity to defend your dignity. You don't have a capacity to defend your, anything human in you. You're subjected to the torture and humiliation, dedignification. You're dehumanized, basically. And this individual here, who claims, to be a patriot, who claims to be so... By the way, this individual is well connected with this individual here. This is Lojze Peterle. And he is connected to others about whom I also spoke. But first, what I want to say is, when you claim that you are dedicated to Slovenian people, that you are interested in Slovenian people, in defending Slovenian people, when you are in the world of the politics, why the hell are you in the world of politics? So you can see how they torture physically and mentally your own paisano, they say in Spanish, your own native, your own fellow man from your own country for whom you claim that you care about, your people. Is this why you are in a politics? When then, the way I see it, you are in a wrong sector, because I cannot stand traitors. Number one, traitors. Number two, people that are self-concentrated, self-concerned people that are self-absorbed, people that want basically something for nothing. People who have contributed absolutely nothing to our society, but would like to ride horses, wave swords, own castles, be a billionaires at expense of other people. Ladies and gentlemen, this parasite, the only thing he does is he talks about to the farmer people, he talks about how he calls people traitors, rightfully so, but he did not contribute a single thing that would suggest, that would explain why these people are traitors. And does this shit all along my writing. He did like a parasite, embedded himself in my world and have interpreted to other Slovenian people as per as this is gonna be something will be done and this and that. This is the kind of people watching me. Did not only watch me under MK Ultra what went on, but you can see here, you can see the stuff, what the stuff he was doing all along. Whenever I would contact him, and I did contact him, this individual would be like, he does not know anything about me. He does not know anything about me. But then he goes in a parliament, he goes into debates, in a sessions, TV sessions, where he is like a big brother. He's like saying, well, if we're not going to do something now, it is the last moment, we're going to do something now. Slovenia is like this, Slovenia is like basically, we know what's going on, I know what's going on. He will not say what is going on. Basically, he is protecting Borut Pahor. Basically, he is therefore protecting Belgrade. Basically, he is interpreting to the people as if he's got something to do, he is doing something about it. In reality, he's doing nothing else than a cover-up for the Balkan, for the Belgrade. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got two kinds of people here in Slovenia. We got that kind, and then we have that other kind. We have this kind here that you see here. You can see this Slovenian politician here, who does really nothing else than dresses fancy like this in a nice pants. By the way, already when you look at this face, it looks like a total crook, and it is crook. just one of the people that was unfortunately involved in this independence of Slovenia, and have even claimed along with this individual here. He got this individual here from the US. This is also someone I'm gonna spoke about, if I can only find that. With this individual, basically have claimed how much they have contributed to Slovenia, how Slovenia became independent. This individual here is a Dr. Leon Vovk. Slovenians say, instead of Leon, they say Leo. Leo. Okay, it's about the same thing, isn't it? But anyhow, this is a doctor from Cleveland, born in the US, I understand, who got involved in this Slovenian independence and who claims certain percentage for being deserved for Slovenian independence. Number one, Slovenia did not get independence because of United States of America. United States of America ignored Slovenia. I was here. I remember planes going over our house here. I heard bombings across the hill here in Croatia. I know what went on. What went on is that our borders were sealed and we were left on our own to our own devices because of our people who took fight to the barricades. We somehow have managed to survive this Serbian aggression on us. I'm not going to say this individual is not deserved. The truth, however, is if it wasn't for Croatia and Bosnia, we wouldn't be spared. We wouldn't be saved. Even America waited way too long. America waited for war to destroy Balkans, and then they interfered in it. Unfortunately, this is not how that's done. When you see something is happening, you don't wait for the countries to burn one another, like the case was with the US, but you interfere immediately. If there was a war between Britain and France, or France, Germany, whatever, believe me, the next day you would have American military. They already would interfere. They would intermediate. They would stop war immediately. But when they see Slavs doing this shit to one another, it's kind of okay. That's not really a problem. Anyhow, you might want to see this video here. Now, he does speak English. Leo Vovk, Slovenci zedinimo se, and he does expose a politician such as Janez Janša. He thus explains the Janez Janša. This is yet another Orwellian. This is yet another provocator, another provocator, another Poroshenko, another traitor here in Slovenia. As you know, Ukrainian people have suffered Holodomor. About 15 million of them were murdered in under the Soviet Union, but in reality by the Russians in year 1933, 1932. As you know, that kind of stuff I have well explained also what's happening here in Slovenia, is still happening in Slovenia. And this Orwellian, well, look what he's saying. In Europe, where he was searching for freedom, I don't even want to go and see his videos. It's a stupidity. Even then, when he was thrown out of his own country, he knows a lot about it because he have a very, very comfortable, easy, good life, just like all these other politicians I have demonstrated, have contributed absolutely nothing to the positive Slovenia. Individual was involved, just like others, just like, maybe it's going to be here. You have Igor Baučar, involved in corruption. He was involved in corruption. They were all involved in corruption. So you have that other type of people in Slovenia. Those are actually even worse than that Belgrade. That's actually the people that say they are something and are not, and are watching their own people getting killed in front of their eyes. They're watching suffering of their own people and would not do shit. They wouldn't do a dime. They wouldn't do a single thing for them. They could have been inside of the parliament with those Belgrade traitors, and outside of that parliament they could have killed every Slovenian. And they could have watched that inside of the parliament on the TV, and I guarantee you, individual like this, an individual like this one here, an individual like this one here, they wouldn't give shit about it. They wouldn't care less about if they would kill us all, because the only thing they care for is basically to look like this. They hear nothing, they see nothing. They want somebody to complain about what's happening, meaning that they are collecting political points at the people. I'm gonna just say at my expense, because I don't remember anybody in Slovenia doing absolutely anything. People here don't do shit. They pack stuff, they sell houses, they sell homes, and the next thing you see, they are out of here. Nobody fights, nobody does anything. So you have a freeloaders like this, collecting a free points, bitching about it, never saying anything in particular directly about what really is happening when the people around them, people who they are watching, are dying. And collecting a political points, which is actually used in the same way, exactly the same concept as the one it is used in Ukraine by the Poroshenko. Another elections, and there is no end to the genocide. No end to the genocide. No end of killing people through psychiatry, through the terrorism, through police, through judicial system. No end to it. What matters is he looks good. What matters is people go vote. He will give you like this, a beautiful place like this from Croatia. What he's going to do is he's going to post like this behind the building, European Union building and stuff like this. But that's about it. It's all blah, blah, blah. No actions, no reality, nothing. That's all you're ever going to get. And it doesn't matter really what's happening. Like I said, they can do whatever they want to do outside of the parliament. None of these people gives rotten shit about our people. None of these people expressed any interest in me other than humiliating me. Other than that, in respect to this Dr. Vovk, I'm going to demonstrate you his name so you can remember this individual. Okay, here, yeah, let's see this thing. This was, I don't know, this was his father or whatever. But here is the name, Leon Vovk. Leon Vovk. Okay, this was a cousin of some kind of skier, Franci Petek, and then another one, and so on. He does expose Dmitry Rupel. He does expose Janez Janša. He suggests that he did fought for Slovenia, that they did fox the White House and so on and so forth. I'm not taking away this credit from him. I believe that he did. I believe that he informed other Slovenian people in America, and this is the way it's got to be, because we all have to hold on with one another. We have to absolutely help one another, but I can say, I can testify to you, this guy was here. The only hope he gave me is basically to give up. Together with Janez Janša, he suggested, you should not even worry, you shouldn't even care. You already are selected to go to Israel, basically. And there is nothing I can do for you, because I live in America, and therefore I depend on American politics, on American politicians. The one who signed you, the one who already decided about you is George W. Bush, against whom I will never go. This was the only thing I got from this individual, beside humiliation, beside, you know, how stupid that I look, and so on and so forth. A lot of people, a lot of blah blah, no actions, nothing, only stealing of political points from other people like myself. Those people who have paid not triple price, but I'm 46, since 2006, forcefully unemployed, and before that I had no less than 12 years. I was subjected to MK Ultra. Forced unemployment. You know, I'm going to put the link here. in case you're not familiarized with my situation, you can read, you can go over, and you're going to see and then you're going to learn about reality from the real person, not from the fakers, from the liars. You see, I'm getting older, and one day I'm going to have a youngsters, they're going to claim they did all the shit I went through. This is how the politics works, folks. It's loaded with the freeloaders, with the liars, with all kinds of machinants, with all kinds of people that they all want something for really, really less than nothing. For silencing the truth is basically what they want. So, that's why I suggested earlier, these people are actually worse, much worse even than those for whom we all know who they are. They are collaborators, a fascist, neo-Nazi, Belgrade collaborators. We all know this. These people are actually even worse. So, good job. You may want to go see this video. You may want to go see this. Okay, so you may want to go see this, but yeah, you have the right to know the real truth. And today I gave you that real truth. That's all I had to say today for June 24, 2018, Sunday it is. You all have a blessed day. That's all there is to it. This was very, very important for me to clarify in respect to this crook here. And of course, in respect to this one here. And yeah, I hope that I did brought to American, Slovenian people in United States lots of stuff they did not know about Slovenia in English language. I hope you do watch. I'm looking forward to participate with you. I'm looking forward for you to participate. You're very important to us because you see the picture. This individual here actually gave some very good inputs here. You see the picture from outside of the box, and sometimes we see the picture for you outside of the box too. It's also how we see the US, and it's how you see Slovenia, what's happening. You are vital to us, to our survival. We do have to count on you. We do depend on you, just like you should depend on us. Our politics should be open for you, to help you out, not only to push you out, but to also give you ability to return. Our politics should be concentrated in much greater cooperation between your native Slovenia and wherever you are, because you are only valued according to what you are as much as your country is behind you. That was not the case. That was not my case, as you know. That's why I failed in the US. That's why George W. Bush, that's why Donald J. Trump, that's why Obama and all others were capable to do the stuff they have done to me. You see, this is why, folks, you're going to vote for me, so you're going to have somebody who's going to stand behind you. So you're going to have a real Slovenia, so you're going to have a real homeland you can actually depend, rely on. Someone you can always ask for help, for assistance. Someone who's going to open eyes for you and other scum like this that pretends to be something and are actually not. They are liars, traitors, worse scum even than the neo-Nazi collaborators with Belgrade, even the worse scum than the neo-Nazi collaborators were with the neo-Nazi Germany. That's all I have to say for this video. Again, June 24, 2018. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Till next time.